Yo, what's up, people? Good afternoon, wherever you are. Maybe good morning or good evening. Hope everybody good. Thanks for joining me on my little break time here. Just want to take a time to reason with you on, I guess, boxing topics. Boxing is a big soap opera. Boxing is one of them sports that seems to frustrate more than it pleases. But nonetheless, here I am talking about it because I actually do like this sport. I just, I just don't like the other shit around boxing. Peace, Laron. What going on, man? So we've seen Canelo and Bivol get signed, and the press conference happened to officially announce the fight. And it's a couple of things I want to talk about on the whole Canelo Bivol thing, which is so, I think this fight has brought out a lot of hypocrisy in people for some reason. And for some reason, there's a lot of hypocrisy being brought out in this Canelo Alvarez fight with Dimitri Bivol. And it's on multiple fronts. So the fight gets announced, and immediately, of course, there's a set of people that if he picks Dimitri Bivol, he's ducked Charlo, he's ducked David Benavidez. Oh, he don't want that real work. And it's from people who are supposedly real boxing fans. These are people who are going to tell me dumb shit about Charlo and Benavidez are far better opponents than Dimitri Bivol, far better opponents. He's ducking Charlo because Charlo is one of the slick black boxers, which is, I guess, the tagline with black boxers. You're a slick black boxer. I've never seen anything about Jamal Charlo that indicates he's slick. I had a brief back and forth with somebody on Twitter last night who said the same thing, and they said, he picked Bivol because he's easier than Charlo and Benavidez, and I asked him based on what? What are y'all basing this whole thing on, that Jamal Charlo and David Benavidez are better than Dimitri Bivol? Peace, Tony. I really have to get this from people because for some reason, again, Jamal Charlo is being linked in with the slick black boxer. Absolute foolishness. And Canelo is ducking Benavidez because Benavidez is this monster, this killer. I have no doubt that David Benavidez might be a tough guy. But somebody going to have to tell me, what's up, Tone? Somebody going to have to tell me, what are you basing this on about David Benavidez and Jamal Charlo being tougher than Dimitri Bivol, being better fighters? Because thus far, because you can't tell me the resume of these two better than Dimitri Bivol. Dimitri Bivol has beaten up most of the light heavyweight division by the champions. And in fact, he's already beaten one of the champions, Joe Smith. Literally the only thing left for Dimitri Bivol to do in the light heavyweight division is to unify. Nothing else. So when I hear people telling me this dumb shit about Jamal Charlo and David Benavidez tougher than Bivol, I'm like, y'all are crazy. Y'all don't really watch boxing. Y'all are just talking dumb shit because you're PBC fans. You either want to hate on Canelo for some reason, but you're not going to tell me no dumb shit. Jamal Charlo don't fight nobody. This man has ducked every single challenge that there is. David Benavidez can't beat his calorie count and can't beat his coke addiction and can't seem to hold on to his WBC belt. Peace, BNB Boxing. BN Boxing, peace, peace. So it's really pissing me off about this whole thing. You can have criticisms of Canelo. I mean, everybody knows I have my criticisms of Canelo. Shiz biz, peace. But you're not going to sit here and tell me Jamal Charlo and David Benavidez are somehow some heads and shoulders above Dimitri Bivol. You don't watch boxing. And Jamal Charlo is not a slick boxer. He's a black boxer. He's not a slick boxer. Jamal Charlo is as basic 1-2 as they come. Red Glove in the house. I don't want to hear none of that shit from people. You can criticize Canelo on other shit. I thought he should have fought Demetrius Andrade. Demetrius Andrade is probably the only person that could be considered a slick fighter right now. Anywhere near that weight range. It's just him, nobody else. But we're not going to do the disingenuous shit telling me about Benavidez and Jamal Charlo. Again, tell David Benavidez he needs to beat his calorie count and he needs to beat the coke addiction first and hold on to his belt. Oh, I'm sorry. Canelo has his belt now. David Benavidez let people like Samson Lukowitz cheat him out of the goddamn Caleb Plant fight, a fight I wanted to see, cheat him out that fight, and now he loses the belt on the scale, and then Canelo gets the belt with Callum Smith, and then beats up Caleb Plant for undisputed. If you had fought Caleb Plant, if you had more control over your decisions in your own career, you would have told Samson to make the Caleb Plant fight right now, beat Caleb Plant, and be a 2-belt unified champion. And Canelo would have either had to stay at 160 or come see you at 168. But that didn't happen. Jamal Charlo at 160 refuses to fight anybody. Don't want to fight Andre on the zone. Don't want to fight Andre on PBC. Don't tell me no shit about Andre. Andre turned down a fight with his twin. I don't care. Everybody can get critiqued. But we don't have to hate on people and make up ridiculous arguments that are easily debunked. Foolishness. It used to be when we say somebody's better than somebody, we compare resumes. And we say, look who this person is beating. Or you might say styles make fights. But both Jamal Charlo and David Benavidez are as static as they come. People used to say the fighter that gives Canelo the most trouble is the southpaw slick fighter. Neither Jamal or David Benavidez are southpaw or slick. Then you got the group that don't like the fight because the zone did pay-per-view. Well, like Joe Markowski said, the market was different back then. And one of the things that people keep harping on with the zone is that, well, we can offer pay-per-view. They can't. He said in an interview today, we didn't want pay-per-view. It wasn't something that we wanted to do. But one of the major selling points of people competing against them with people like Canelo is that they could offer a pay-per-view option. The zone can't. So they are pay-per-view. I don't buy pay-per-view, so it don't bother me. But I blame the people who've been keeping up this dumb shit about pay-per-view is king, pay-per-view is king. And you know you don't buy pay-per-views, which is why these other companies keep doing pay-per-views. The zone now is doing pay-per-views. Y'all don't buy pay-per-views. Why didn't you support the zone with the subscription-only shit? ESPN Plus, just make sure, yeah, well, ESPN Plus always had pay-per-view functionality. The zone didn't. Now you're complaining that the zone has pay-per-view. That's you, the consumer fault. You're the fake boxing fan fault. The zone comes out with a subscription. You don't want to subscribe because it ain't pay-per-view. If you would friggin' subscribe, maybe they wouldn't have to do pay-per-view. I'm not buying the pay-per-view. It don't bother me. I don't complain for pay-per-views. But the truth is, in America, Canelo is probably the only pay-per-view draw. The only true pay-per-view, the only one that'll probably get you a real return is Canelo Alvarez. All these other dudes are just make-believe pay-per-view stars. Tank Davis, Errol Spence. All these guys are make-believe pay-per-view stars. They don't bring returns. Deontay Wilder without Tyson Fury is not a pay-per-view attraction. We saw what happened with the Luis Ortiz 2 fight. That didn't do shit. Tyson Fury without Deontay Wilder in America is not a pay-per-view draw. But then I see these criticisms of Canelo. But then this dude is doing what he doing. Why then? So now the zone has pretty much locked up Canelo for 1 year. Are we going to see the other fights happen from Top Rank and PBC? Top Rank has already announced Shakur Stevenson versus Valdez. I'm waiting for the other fights to happen. PBC, since you don't have to spend all that money on Canelo, can you then put some of that money into getting Terence Crawford to fight Errol Spence? I'll buy that. For damn sure, I'll buy that fight. No, but that won't happen this year neither, will it? Because y'all are lining up Keith Thurman to fight Errol Spence, and Crawford might go fight Josh Taylor over in the UK. The fight can still happen in the back end of the year. But it won't happen. So I'm not going to sit here and criticize Canelo Alvarez for fighting Dimitri Bivol, because we sat here online on multiple people's streams, and we said Canelo should fight Dimitri Bivol because Bivol was willing to come down to 168 to fight him. But Canelo Alvarez is not doing that. He's going to go up to Dimitri Bivol's weight class and fight him fully hydrated. If this fight was so easy, why didn't David Benavidez move up to 175 when he blew the weight the last time and lost his belt? Why didn't he move to 175 and fight Dimitri then? That fight was there. Bivol been looking for a fight, a big fight. But you didn't move up, did you? Didn't move up. What about Charlo? Why didn't you move to 168 and fight David Benavidez then? I saw Caleb Plant call out Jamal Charlo. Is that fight going to happen? Probably not. I'm not criticizing Canelo on no petty shit. This is a good fight. This is a high-level fight. Just give the man his props and move on. Stop finding dumb shit to hate on a man about. I got my guy Demetrius Andrade. He was in a purse bid with Zach Parker because he didn't want to fight Yanni Beck, which I understand. That ain't no big fight. You don't want to fight no 11-0 nobody at 160. You move up. Frank Warren won the purse bid, and we don't even know if Demetrius is going to take that fight. We have no idea. Jesus. This is why I say boxing frustrates me more than it really pleases me, because you don't even know what these guys are doing. They just want to all line up and wait for Canelo. Bro, y'all got to fight and fight regularly. That's I don't know. Triple G at least waited a year and a half to fight Ryota Murata. That fight has been rescheduled for April 9th. And if both him and Canelo win, they're going to meet and fight. So for Jamal Charlo, Triple G is completely off the board. Completely off the board. What are you going to do? So I'm not gonna hate on Canelo on no petty shit. This is a high-level fight with Dimitri Bivol. Next, you got Tyson Fury having a press conference by himself. People want to shit on Dillian White, but I agree with Dillian White not to come to the goddamn press conference. Frank Warren and Bob Arum and Tyson Fury spent their time before they could have made any deal with Dillian White, shitting on Dillian White and calling him down and saying he don't make this, he's a bum, he don't make no money. He made $300,000 in an effort to keep the man's purse low because they wanted to keep the budget for the show very, very low. Keep it low. They didn't want to pay Dillian White like he was an actual star, which he is in Britain. And Tyson Fury knows he could not have a big fight in Britain if it's not Dillian White or Anthony Joshua. He had to pick one of them two. So they spent their time shitting on this dude, conspiring with Mauricio Suleiman to keep this man's purse bid split low at 20%, when the high end of the split is 45%, but they conspired to make it 20%. Okay, you got your 20%. Then this dude don't get no kind of pay-per-view upside, and you laughing, and you're kikiing, you're laughing, and you expect this man to come and play nice with you? Nah, he's not going to play nice with you. You don't want to play nice with me? I'm not going to play nice with you. I'm going to show up for the fight, and that's it. I don't want to hear none of that shit about hyping the fight. What is he hyping the fight for? He's not going to get no cut out the fight. I don't want to hear none of that shit. I agree with Dillian White, F Frank Warren and Tyson Fury. Come to the weigh-ins, come to the fight. Let them sell the fight, you show up. Since it's Tyson Fury getting a cut of whatever pay-per-views, you're not, let him sell the fight. You just show up and do your part. Tyson Fury out here talking shit about how he would sign up to fight for the to help the Ukraine against Russia, because you gotta love your woman and fight for your country, and big ups to Klitschko and all this shit. But let me show you what Tyson Fury said about the Ukraine not that long ago. Let me show you what Tyson Fury said about the Ukraine. Let me show you. Hold on. So, what's up, ERF? So let me play the clip of what Tyson Fury said at the press conference, and I'll play you what he said before that.
Halt the invasion from Putin at the moment. I just wondered what your thoughts were for those guys that they want to protect their own country.
Fantastic, I'll be the first one to join up if England get involved, or America. I'll be first in line for the job. My dad will as well, and all the boys will all be signing up to defend. So that's what I got to say. I think if you're from that country, living there, defend her. Love your woman and fight for your country. That's what I say.
Did y'all hear that? I hope y'all heard that. Did y'all hear that? So that's Tyson Fury saying you got to sign up and fight for country, and he'll be the first one in line if the UK or America get involved, and my dad will, and the boys will, and all that bullshit. If y'all heard that, let me know. So let me play what Tyson Fury said before that. Let me play that because it's important. This is the same man. Let me play this.
My ancestors were killed
and murdered and brutally mass murdered by Hitler. For you to call me that is a very bad insult. Let's not forget that your people, the Ukrainians, were the guards of the death camps where my people were slaughtered. So if you really want to go into it, we both can play silly cunts, can't we? You stupid fucking Ukrainian prick.
Ho, ho, ho! Tyson Fury said, same man, that it was the Ukrainians that were the death camp guards while the Nazis were killing the gypsies. Did y'all hear that? I hope y'all heard that, because it's very interesting that Tyson Fury is now playing the media and playing the people when he called Anthony Joshua a media trained robot. But now he's playing the media, talking, touching all the right notes about how, he's a countryman and he's this and he's that. I've never met a more fraudulent individual than Tyson Fury. Never seen a more fraudulent guy. Let me play it again, what Tyson Fury said about the Ukrainians and Klitschko and all of them. Let me play it one more again. Matter of fact, let me share my screen. Let me share my screen, bro.
A lot of my ancestors were killed and murdered and brutally mass murdered by Hitler. For you to call me that is a very bad insult. Let's not forget that your people, the Ukrainians, were the guards of the death camps where my people were slaughtered. So if you really want to go into it, we both can play silly cunts, can't we? You stupid fucking Ukrainian prick. A lot of my...
That's the man. That's the man. That man said, that man said the Ukrainians were the death camp guards while his people were being massacred by the goddamn Nazis. All I'm saying here is, how is it all of a sudden you want to go fight and defend the same Ukrainians, the death camp guards? All of a sudden you're going to be the first one to sign up, and your dad will and the boys will, but now you want to go sign up and fight for the death camp guards. This man is a fraud. Stop listening to Tyson Fury. Sorry, my bad. What up, Black? Peace, Tommy. I don't know nothing about Tyson Fury being historically correct. I don't know nothing about no Ukrainians or nothing like that. I'm not European. I'm not well studied in who was killing who in terms of Ukraine and all that. But of course it was. Gareth Davies is absolutely terrible. Absolutely terrible. This man comes on talking shit about Dillian White will live to regret not coming to the press conference. Get the fuck out of here. Gareth Davies. What else y'all say? Tony, what's up, Tony? Bivol would whoop both Charlo. Definitely. I don't want to hear no argument from nobody about how Canelo ducked Jamal Charlo and David Benavidez to fight an easier fight with Dimitri Bivol. What? Y'all are oh my God. Get out of here, man. But Tyson Fury, man. This man is the ultimate fraud. But at the moment, he has the ear of the public because he won 3 fights against the same person. Now, Tyson Fury is this G.I. Joe about to run out to go fight Russians on behalf of Ukraine. This man will be the first person shot. The Russians can't miss this big, almost 7 foot tall man. No, shoot him first. 1-2 kid, peace, man. Sorry, just had a damn phone call just now. My bad, man. That he is. Tone says Romani gypsies are not his ancestors. Oh, I know. He wants to claim two different lines of people that they call gypsies. One time he's Irish, the next time he's Romani. I don't understand. Exactly, Tone. There's nothing stopping him from joining the Ukrainian troops. Nothing. Nothing. This dude runs around telling people how everybody else is media trained, but he's here pandering to the same media, telling lies about how he would. So only if America and the UK gets involved. But I've seen reports that UK people joining up right now and going over to the Ukraine. I've seen common folk joining up, going to the Ukraine. Usyk's over there fighting. Tyson Fury is full of crap, bro. You damn right, Black. You can't miss this big ass, almost 7 foot dude shambling around Ukrainian streets. Oh, that's a for sure red dot headshot for sure. Tone says, remember when he helped? Exactly, Tone. Didn't have enough energy to cross a 5 foot barrier to take some security guards off of Billy Joe's father. Didn't have enough energy back then in his ugly shirt. What's up, 1-2 kid?
What's up, man?
What's on your mind today?
Nothing much, man. I was just coming on, man. Show some support to the call.
Yeah, I appreciate you, brother. Just going through a couple of things. Canelo and Bivol, Tyson Fury and his fraudulent behavior, all that shit.
Tyson Fury out here talking shit again.
Tyson Fury said if the UK and let me play it again. Let me play it again.
The fact that Vitaly and Vladimir Klitschko and your fellow heavyweight world champion Alexander Usyk going back to their country to enlist and sign up and halt the invasion from Putin at the moment. I just wondered what your thoughts were for those guys that they want to protect their own country.
Fantastic, I'll be the first one to join up if England get involved, or America. I'll be first in line for the job. My dad will as well, and all the boys will all be signing up to defend. So that's what I got to say. I think if you're from that country, living there, defend her. Love your woman and fight for your country. That's what I say.
You hear that, 1-2 kid?
Yeah, I heard it.
Love your woman and defend your country. But hear what Tyson Fury had to say before that. Listen to the same man, 1-2 kid. Listen to him good.
Killed and murdered and brutally mass murdered by Hitler. And for you to call me that is a very bad insult. Let's not forget that your people, the Ukrainians, were the guards of the death camps where my people were slaughtered. So if you really want to go into it, we both can play silly cunts, can't we? You stupid fucking Ukrainian prick.
Want to, kid?
I don't know, man. That's it's a bit that's wishy-washy, man. That's flip-floppy.
How you
Yeah.
gonna go from dissing Vladimir Klitschko and Ukraine, calling them the death camp Nazi guards, to now, oh, if they sign up now, I'll be the first one that all this shit.
I don't know, man. Maybe he'll be the first one to the gate and not do nothing, like he did with Billy Joe. You know what I'm saying? He jumped up there, but it was like, nah, I ain't gonna do nothing. I don't know, man. I don't know. I think maybe because they were going back and forth, though. It sounded like him and Klitschko were going back and forth, and then he was like, "You want me to go to this level," and then broke some shit down. But he really want peace. I don't think that it's good that they asking these people about it, these fighters about it. I think they shouldn't. I think they put like guys like these. I think they put these guys in danger. Um, they put in bigger marks on their head. You know what I'm saying? Like when they were asking Bibble them questions, I felt like that was pretty fucked up because he got people in the Ukraine and in Russia, and he said, "I just want peace." But you know what I mean? You putting his family and himself at risk by pressing them questions on him when he there to talk about the fight, and you want to hit him with political, questions and hard hitting questions on shit like that. That's nothing to play with. I think they should back off on that shit because they could get motherfuckers killed. I don't think it's a good idea.
The Boxing Lounge says Fury changed his tune since being the fat. You know what? He's not vocal on the same issues when he beat Vlad. Pedos said that's because somebody has been in his ear and telling him you need to be media trained. You know who else? And you know what else? Tyson Fury accused Anthony Joshua of being media trained. This is why I tell people there's absolutely nothing wrong with knowing how to conduct yourself when you're in front of a camera or a mic.
With class, yeah, carrying
So when
yourself with
Anthony
some
Joshua
respect.
takes his time, says what he has to say, thinks about what he has to say, people want to shit on him. Tyson Fury is doing the same thing now, and it's okay. He wants to touch all the right cards, wants to play all the right notes, all of that, and it's cool. As Boxing Lounge said, my guy, I think that's Tommy Temper. He's not talking about the same things he used to before. That's because somebody is talking to him, telling him, hey, you got to stop that shit, man.
Yeah, how many times he done said some shit too where he had to try to renege on some things. You know what I mean? That's because he's too quick to jump, and he's not thinking before he speak. He's so busy trying to promote, he's running himself to the ground.
Boxing Lounge says if the Russians roll up on UK soil, if the Russians roll up on UK soil, Tyson Fury will hide. He'll go to Ireland. Remember, he already said he's not British. He Irish. That's when he ducked the British title fight and went to fight for the Irish heavyweight championship. Remember, he's not British. He's Irish. So if the Russians roll up on UK soil, he will go to Ireland. Tone says Fury and Warren will say any old nonsense. Well, Fury said he's going to retire after the fight. He's going to be, this is his last fight. Come see the Gypsy King. This is my last fight. I'm retiring after this fight. I mean, you got to say anything to sell some tickets. Anything. Jesus.
Yeah, the promotion is just like, it's too much. You know what I'm saying? It's too much. That's why you don't bite on what a lot of these people say. Hopefully we can that third fight. I think Eddie Hearn gonna try to slide Andre in there instead of Ryder.
No, Eddie Reynoso said the third fight is Macabo.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah, but who knows, man? I don't know. I didn't think that Canelo was gonna fight Bivol. I didn't feel like he was gonna fight Triple G again either. He said he didn't want that fight at all.
Yeah.
Now here he is fighting both of those guys.
I think this Triple G thing with him, though, I think he even said, like, it's kind of personal. Like, they don't like each other. Like, literally, really don't like each other.
No, I get it. But, he wasn't talking like that till that money came up. Then he now it's personal.
Yeah,
and he said himself that the fight, he knows what's going to happen in that fight. But he looked a little concerned about this next coming fight. Everyone's saying, oh, yeah, he'll probably last 6 rounds. I'm like, I don't know, man.
Who, Bivol?
Yeah. I don't know, man. I think this is going to be a long night for Canelo.
I gotta be arguing. I gotta be arguing with people telling me dumb shit. I don't know if you were on earlier about Canelo Alvarez ducked Jamal Charlo and David Benavidez to
Fight.
fight Dimitri
Yeah.
Bivol. I'm like, y'all don't watch boxing.
Yeah.
Y'all don't watch boxing.
I heard I heard it on a channel too. This guy, nobody checked him either. He said Jamal Charlo got a better resume than Bivol. And I
Oh my
was
God.
like, and nobody checked him, and there was mad people there, and I was just like, good God. I was like, what are we talking about, man? I was like, okay, it is what it is. I know I wasn't mad at that fight though. Like if he fought Charlo and Benavidez, I was happy with that. But I wanted to see him fight Bivol. The
But
3 that I wanted.
kid, you've been on with me when Bivol was offering to go down to 168 to fight him. We were saying that's a good fight. That's the best fight. We were on. I remember you were saying, this is the people saying, he not listening to Bivol. He's not interested in Bivol. He's ducking Bivol. No, Canelo says, you know what? I'm gonna go up. You don't have to come down. I'll go up. Go
right.
away.
You gotta give him props, man. And I'm feeling that. And then everyone else writing it off like just another Euro fighter. I'm like, this dude have Korean as well, man. You know what I'm saying? He might rep that place, but I'm just saying, like, it's not like that. And people can be from other represent the UK and be of color or different ethnicities. So I'm like, you just to write someone off as a Euro fighter, and I'm like that's kind of fucked up. This dude's he's been in with good competition. He's a big guy, not big for his division. That's why he could make the 168, even if they have a clause, a weight clause. It's not going to matter because this guy's smaller.
Yeah, he's not no big dude. It's just
right.
I think Bivol might have just. I think he used to box amateur at that weight, and he just happened to just probably win a belt at that weight, and he just stayed there.
Yeah, he had a stellar amateur career too. Yeah. So I mean, people writing all that off. Like this isn't just a guy who's 19-0, just a regular guy, with European championships. This dude's a WBA champ, maybe of now. I don't know, but he didn't lose it in the ring. He defended it well. Bivol, because they're talking about stripping him.
For what?
Because he's Russian.
I know the WBC and the WBO and the IBF was doing some dumb shit, but the WBA wasn't involved.
Well, the WBA is the one that brought it up, and then they followed suit, and now the WBA is kind of holding off on it.
Yeah, well,
but the presser already went down, so the fight's still going on. The money's already been probably guaranteed, so we still gonna get the fight most likely. And I hope everything does work out, so that it can get cleared up. Because I think it's a big step up one way or the other for Canelo. Like it's a legacy fight to me, whether it was for a belt or no belt. Like this isn't an older guy at light heavyweight. This is a guy who's in his prime.
Guy who I've said it before. I think Dimitri Bivol is the number one guy at light heavyweight. I've said it before. That's my number one guy.
Mine too.
I don't believe Beterbiev is better than Dimitri. I don't believe that.
Right, but I mean, everyone entitled to their opinion, though.
Sure.
Like, because he's a heavy hitter, he's a tough guy. Beterbiev is known as a monster and all that. Yeah, it's like a truck and all that. But I mean, yeah, I just feel like Bivol got those tools, man. Them all around tools.
I got people telling me dumb shit about how styles make fights and Canelo ducking slick black boxers. I'm like, well, who's a slick black boxer? Because it ain't nothing about Jamal Charlo that's slick.
That's
nothing.
True.
Jamal Charlo is a basic bread and butter 1-2 fighter.
Right.
That's what he is.
And he usually puts a lot on his shots too.
That's right.
Same with Canelo. He does that. Like I've noticed that in his last 3-4 fights. He's not setting, like he'll set things up a little bit, but he's not he commits to pretty much everything that he throws, and he tries to time it, but that could be a problem as well, because he's gonna be chasing the guy around. And the guy's going to be throwing too all night. Ain't no stamina issue.
One thing that I say with Bivol. Bivol is a guy who is disciplined enough. Like he will win a boring match, and he don't care about none of that. As long as he gets into like a routine on you, he gets into a routine on you. you're in for a lot of trouble. He gonna box you all night. He don't care.
Yeah.
He don't care about the crowd. He don't care about none of that.
I think you're gonna see Canelo get touched more so than you've seen him get touched in this fight. And for everybody that just wrote him off and was like, he don't deserve a fight prior. This is even prior, before everyone else started. He stuck in Charlo. Look at them odds. Them odds are, this guy's the favorite odds, like the judges. Like those odds are, I think it's plus 250 with Bivol. And even Canelo's like this. Yeah, I know what's gonna happen in the Triple G fight, but this guy can fight. I'm gonna be in this fight, so I gotta be well prepared. He kept repeating it. So some people may consider that presser as awkward, but what I seen was he know he's in there with top-notch competition, and I praise Canelo for saying, "Yo, I'll take that shit," because I think this dude snuck in. I think Bivol snuck in there.
Shit.
Yeah, I mean, but I do really feel like he's gonna try to slip Andre in as that third fight. I really feel like, as much as Eddie ain't been pushing it and been cool, I think he's gonna try to kill the two on some old slick shit. And like, well, I got Andre here, and hey, he'll be the WBO Mando as well. So if he's fighting Ryder as like a Mando, you know what I'm saying? You'll also have Andre there. And I think Andre brings more money than both of those guys, especially if you get in the pay-per-view upside. So I don't know. I think he might actually get talked into it. I think it's possible.
I don't know. I think he literally don't want to fight Demetrius Andre.
Well, between you and I, though, last year did we see Bivol and Canelo happening, or even a Bivol Triple G fight?
No.
So I mean, he putting the pedal to the metal now. We might get that. It's possible.
Well, let's hope.
Yeah, let's hope and pray.
I'm really surprised that Fury and what is happening in the UK after fake pig farmer. Yeah. But with Tyson Fury, everything gets swept under the rug, right? I mean, it don't matter what this dude does. You know what I'm saying? People just like, don't worry, it's just Tyson. It's just Tyson. Tony's review says Triple G is old enough now to where Canelo feels like he can actually win this time.
Right. Yeah, it's true. But hey, man, Triple G wants this. You know what I mean? Triple G, he wants this fight, and I've been saying it too. I'm like, yo, he might get what he asked for, and when he get it, he ain't gonna be with how he envisioned it.
But I can say, in 2020, Canelo Alvarez, before he had left Golden Boy in the zone the first time, he did relent and say, okay, I'll fight Triple G. And then Triple G said, nah, I'm not ready. He had switched trainers, and he said he's going to fight his mandatory. He turned down the fight. I have to look for the article. But when Canelo said, I'll fight you for the third time, they were still at 160. Triple G said no. He has a mandatory. I'll look for the article and I'll post it up.
Right.
Triple G said no. I remember this. Anyway, let me see. Tony's review says Kovalev's jab caused Canelo a lot of problems. If Canelo can't overcome the jab, it will be a very easy night for Bivol. If Canelo let Dimitri Bivol get into any kind of rhythm, he's in trouble.
I never seen him in a fight where he didn't have a rhythm.
If that dude gets into that 1-2 whop, move his foot, whatever, Canelo's in a lot of trouble. He got
weird left hook too.
Yeah.
Really strange. Like he hits you with like the corner of his knuckle with the side of his hand. So he slips it in there. When your guard's up, he can slip around it, and it's just kind of like, he got some skills, man. And the difference between the jab, because Triple G had a jab as well. But both of those guys are kind of flat-footed. That is not going to be the case with Bivol. He's not flat-footed at all, and he don't get tired, and he keeps throwing punches, and he don't stop. So I'm like, this going to be Canelo pulls off this win. He's gonna have to work for it. He's gonna have to work all night, night, no break promotion.
Bivol is a cultured boxer. He should be good. Exactly.
Yeah, I think it'll be
Um,
a great fight.
hopefully Bivol can come and wing what he wants. I haven't heard none about no rehydration clause, bro. So, but Bivol don't get big either. He
Right,
don't.
that's
He's
what I was
not a
saying.
big person.
Nah, he's not a big guy.
So yeah. Nah, but Dimitri Bivol. If Dimitri Bivol was a guy who was a weight bully type, he would have been fighting at 168 right now.
Yeah, exactly.
He would have been cutting down to 168 because he
It,
is not a big
he
175.
can make 168. That's the other thing. Like that's what I'm saying. Like when they talk about these fighters, you'll notice there's a trend. It's discredit them because just prior to this fight being announced, he was quote unquote ducking Zerto,
Oh my God.
and that was by Canelo fans. So I guess he ducked Zerto to fight Canelo.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. How's that work? That's like
Yeah.
saying Canelo ducked Demetrius Andre to fight Floyd Mayweather. Is it? Is it though? I mean, it's the truth, right? That what's the difference? I
Right.
mean, and I'm not saying that, you know what I'm saying, he ducked dude. So I'm like, I don't know. I don't know the logic of some of these folk, but it is what it is, I guess.
Well, let me tell you something. You can't argue with these people. I'm gonna say it again. Y'all gonna have to explain to me what basis y'all are arguing David Benavidez and Jamal Charlo over Dimitri Bivol. Again, I say David Benavidez needs to work on beating his calorie intake and his coke habit first before he can talk about fighting anybody.
I like them both as fighters too. I like
Of course.
Charlo and David Benavidez as fighters, but I mean Charlo turned this fight down. Even his brother put him on smash. He's already turned this fight down, man. He turned
Yeah.
this fight down. He doesn't have, I don't know what they're talking about is in resumes. His resume don't compete. Neither does David Benavidez with Bivol. I just don't get it. Are they good matchups? Are they exciting? Like, you know, people will be hyped for them? Absolutely. I don't see why there's but I mean when you really break it down on paper and you look at it, you go, okay, now this is the better fight. Just because this dude ain't ringing bells on social media don't mean he ain't ringing bells in the ring.
That's what I'm telling you. Most of these people don't watch boxing. They just walk around and talk shit. Who's my favorite boxer? I like Andre. But let me tell you something. Dimitri Bivol is a better fight than Demetrius Andre. I'm sorry.
I feel the same way. I feel like if you put all three of them in there with him, I think Bibb will probably beat them all.
Y'all not gonna sit here and tell me no dumb shit. I like Andre. I think Andre will cause Canelo some problems. I wouldn't pick Andre to beat Canelo, but I think he'll beat him a lot. He'll give him a lot of trouble.
Yeah,
but
too.
I'm not gonna sit here and lie about, oh, you know, you duck Andre to fight Dimitri Bivol. Excuse me.
I'm not sure either any three of them guys get past Bibble's opponents. A Pascal, do you think any of them guys can beat a Chilemba, a Pascal, a Barrera at that moment? Because Barrera was he just beat Joe Smith. Do you think they could beat a Joe Smith Jr.?
Bro, I don't listen.
I don't know, man.
If David Benavidez believed in himself, he would have. When they ranked his ass at 175, number one.
Yeah.
Could you remember that shit? You remember that?
Yeah.
He ranked his ass up there. He said, "Nah, put me back to 168."
Yeah, they put him in there. They were ready to put him in with better BF. He was like, "Hold it." Yeah, they did. They ranked him number one WBC in the light heavyweight division.
That's right.
And he was like, I never said I was going to light heavyweight. They were like, oh, we assumed you weren't making weight. Yo, the WBC is a trip. They just ranked him number one. I thought that was crazy.
Hey, but I mean, what we talking about here, man? You can't sit here and tell me no dumb shit about. All these guys have the same opportunities to make fight. All of these guys, David Benavidez, is it his promoter or manager, Samson Lukowitz, messed up the Caleb Plant fight. Caleb Plant said, yes, I want the fight. Samson Lukowitz said, nah, it gotta be pay-per-view. We gotta marinate the fight some more. That shit ain't happen, right? Demetrius Andre, nah, we need more than Canelo money to fight Demetrius Andre.
Yep.
Samson blocked me on Twitter the other day because I told him you effed up the Andre fight before a goddamn negotiation even happened. He got mad and blocked me. I don't care.
Yeah, you gonna get that, man. You
I
gonna
don't
get
care.
that. Yep.
I was pissed.
You don't fit the narrative.
Samson Lukowicz sabotaged Benavidez versus Caleb Plant. He sabotaged Benavidez versus Andrade. He sabotaged Devin Haney versus Fortuna, which he admitted on the Boxing Voice show. And
Yeah.
I'm mad at that shit.
He trying to hold on to his bread and butter. He don't want to risk it. He don't want to roll the dice. He don't believe in these fighters, his fighters, the way that, you know what I mean, they probably believe in themselves. And that's the dude that's directing them. So you got to give them all heat for it. Because if this the guy you hiring to run your career, well, then that's on you. That's your pick. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, but I think David Benavidez is a cool dude, and I think he's good in the ring. You know, I would like to see him, Charlo, and even Andre fight better
Yeah.
competition. Absolutely. And I agree. I agree with Canelo this time around. Like, man, this dude got a lineup in front of him. What y'all talking about? Nothing.
Bruh, these guys, right? And, you know, I'll exclude Andre because Andre is trying to fight these people. But still, because Demetrius Andrade, him and Zach Parker are supposed to fight for the mandatory.
Mhm.
We haven't heard if Andrade even taking the fight because Frank Warren won the purse bid. So we don't even know if he gonna take that fight. We have no idea. He hasn't even replied.
Really?
Like, no, hasn't said shit.
Well, I mean, did anyone else? Didn't someone mention if he gets by Zach Parker? I hear it. I keep hearing that. If he
What?
gets by Zach Parker, he can do this. So I'm like, they talking like the fight's already probably being made. I don't know, but I've been hearing that a lot. So I'm under the assumption, which is probably bad on my part, that they're gonna fight.
Well, I hope they fight because I think you need to go over there, go over to Queensbury, beat up Zach Parker in the UK. Hold on. Aaron Daly said Andre accepted term. Beautiful, Aaron Daly. That's all. Go over there, beat up Zach Parker in the Queensbury promotions fight. Just be careful because the crowd is a bit rowdy.
Yeah.
Oh, Frank Warren crowds are a bit on the rougher side. Just go in the ring, beat up Zach Parker, get your mandatory, and let's go.
And the one thing that people ain't talking about Andre is Andre ain't getting no younger either.
He's what, 34?
He's getting older, man. He's getting up there. And
Andre's fighting style is based on his legs.
Yeah, he got a reflexes.
Yep. And that shit goes.
That's the first thing to go, y'all. First thing to go.
Anywho. But that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm not gonna sit here and criticize Canelo on no dumb shit. That man is locked up himself for a year. Now let's see what the other guys do with their careers. Canelo is off the board for 12 months. He's off the board. You're not gonna get the fights.
Yep. They ain't bad either. They're not bad fights either.
Not bad fights.
Nah, I gotta say.
So let's see what these other dudes do with their career. All right? Jamal Charlo don't have no, like I was hearing people telling me he gonna fight Caleb Plant. I was like, well, why not let David Benavidez fight Caleb Plant? I mean, that fight has history. They don't like each other. Caleb Plant slapped David Benavidez's brother and all this shit. Just make that fight then. Man, whatever.
Man. They're probably gonna hype up a fight between him and Dudu Mushti.
Who?
You know, the dude who mushed Charlo.
Who mushed Charlo? What?
The dude who got stopped in this last fight. They always get punched.
Oh, Jared Hurd. Yes,
Hurd,
yes.
yeah, they're gonna pull Hurd out and they're gonna hype it up after that incident. That's what they do, man. And I mean, for as much people is knocking like the zone right now because of the pay-per-view, I get it. You know what I mean? But there was a pandemic. Let's not erase that. And then the whole 360 million deal went sour with Canelo due to Golden Boy. They had to make a lot of that stuff up. So I see why they go into pay-per-view, and with Canelo as a name, they gotta, do the pay-per-views. But how come ain't nobody talking about what PBC did in their last 3 fights on pay-per-view?
Nah, let's not talk about that, because if we talk about that, people can get annoyed. Because I told somebody when PBC first came out, they said free boxing for all.
Yeah, absolutely. Yep, the same with the zone. So I get it. I do get it, but I mean, just be fair all the way around the board.
Listen, man. Pay-per-views is for certain people.
Right.
Certain people, and even some people who are like, if Canelo is fighting some Joe Schmo or whatever, like for instance, the zone pay-per-view is only pay-per-view in America. It's not pay-per-view in the UK. Because that fight is not no big fight in the UK. Right? It's not pay-per-view in the UK. But for certain fights, pay-per-view is for very rare occasions. Certain people and certain people only. Not because you can fight means you're a pay-per-view star. Means you're somebody who should be on pay-per-view. All right? That's just me. Like, I'm not buying no Demetrius Andre pay-per-view. And I like Demetrius Andre, but I'm not going to buy a Demetrius Andre pay-per-view unless he's fighting Canelo. It's just not going to happen.
You know what? Is Shakur and the Valdez a pay-per-view?
I don't know.
If it was, I'd probably still pay for it.
Okay.
Yeah, I pay for that.
Why you do Shakur like that, man?
Look, man, those are tears of joy, baby.
Look
You
at
know
that
what I mean?
face.
He got shot. He got a shot at unification. You know what I mean?
Look at the state of his face.
Yeah, man. Look at the state of his face. But listen, he's a competitor. He's a competitor. That's why he was crying. He was trying to get us that goal, baby. So, you know what I mean? He was disappointed. So
I don't like to lose.
But we seen it. What do you think this guy gonna do?
Oh man, Terrence Crawford. Well, I don't know if Josh Taylor is. Hey, any UK people, is Josh Taylor co-promoted by Boxer and Top Rank, or just Top Rank? Because maybe Terrence, because from what I heard, Sky Sports is trying to get Terrence Crawford to fight on their platform, but the only person that they have for him to fight is Josh Taylor over there. I don't know nobody else that's worth a damn for Terrence Crawford to fight.
Hey, I'll tell you what, Terrence Crawford standing in the middle of the street and ain't no one jumping off the porch.
Big facts.
Yeah, you know what I mean? This dude ain't across the street no more. He in the middle of the street. You know what I mean? He on the lines, man. He on both sides of the street right now. Ain't nobody getting off the porch. They're getting in their house. They shutting their screen doors. They locking them. There's no excuse, man. Now it's, he ain't got no promoter. He ain't getting no numbers. Always something. Always something, man. Just get it in.
They're gonna learn one day. They're gonna learn one day. But anyway, 1-2 Kid, I ain't got much left, bro. Anything you want to talk about?
That's about it for me, man. Just showing some support, man. Thanks for having me on as usual, Kong. I appreciate it. Shout out to the UGC and the whole team, everybody in the chat, man. Get this real boxing talk going.
Tony's review said, this only goes one of two ways. Josh isn't as good as we thought he was, or Jack is just not that good. Either way it goes, Crawford is going to kill Josh. Oh my God.
I tell you, it's not a good look for Josh in his last fight. That's for damn sure. Dude said he was gonna bust his face up. He did, man. It was a good fight. It was
Josh
a good
Taylor
fight.
should have known. Josh Taylor should have known something was wrong when that dude put him in the goddamn chokehold at the weigh-in. Dude grabbed him in the throat. Josh should have known, oh, this dude is a bit different. Okay.
Yeah. It was a good fight, man. I just feel like that he might have had a chance to stop him, Josh, in that fight, and he let off the gas, man.
Yeah, he tired out.
But when he was letting him go, he was looking crispy as shit.
That left hand couldn't miss Josh Taylor's face, boy.
Look at the state of his face promotion. I was looking at his face like, ugh. I was like, he look fucked up. That ain't the way undisputed champion is supposed to go out, but you know.
Hey, that's how it goes, man. Got some home cooking.
Yep. Styles make fights promotions. 1-2-1 all day. Bap, bap, bap. I said, damn, he just opened him up with that shit too.
Smack the shit out of Josh, boy.
He did, man. He did. It was a hell of a fight. I enjoyed it.
Yeah. Hey, yo, 1-2 Kid, peace out, bro.
Peace out, man.
Yeah, man. Have a nice. Hey, thank y'all in the chat for joining me from a little 1 hour break time, running my mouth special. Shout out to Tone, Aaron Daly, Tony Comcho, Boxing Lounge. I think that's Tommy Temper, my guy. BN Boxing News was in here. Black was in here. ERF, you didn't come online with me, bro. Red Glove. Hey, just Laran was in here. Hey, thank y'all for joining me in general, man. I'm going back to work now. Y'all have a nice day.